sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. Hi, I am Lisa. I am the Ukulele Fool, and I foolishly used this as my theme song for many years. I'll tell you why later. All right, we have 5 chords in this song. And I'll go over the chords, but I'll also go over some of those tricky transitions like, you know, a G to a D and a G to an E minor and all that good stuff. And then I will start showing you some of the strumming techniques that you can use to make this song, you know, snap and crackle and pop maybe too. This song is in the key of G, so you're going to need a G chord. I play mine with these 2 fingers on the C and A string with my ring finger taking the 3rd fret of the E string, but there are more ways to play G than that. And so I will link that up here in the cards, and I'll put it down in the description below because there might be a more comfortable way for you to play that G chord. Then there's an E minor. An E minor I think of as a ladder because it kind of leans this way. My ring finger's taking the 4th fret of the C string. Then you've got the middle finger taking the 3rd fret of the E string and the A string 2nd fret with the index finger. There are more ways to play this E chord than that, and I will also link that down below in the description box. Then we have a D. I take these 3 fingers and line them up in the 2nd fret. And in order to get them all in the 2nd fret, you have to change the angle of your hand so that it's going more up towards the headstock. Looks like that when it's in playing position. So a D. Then you also need a C chord, and I'll bet you already know that. And there's a C7, which I'll bet you already know that one too. Going from G to E minor can be tricky. And I remember I had troubles with it, and that's what convinced me that I needed a strap. So a strap is one way to help with that. There are some different ways that you can get between G and E minor. I use the traditional fingering, and I just practiced it over and over and over again until it was no longer a problem. So that's, you know, do the work and that'll make it easier. But you can do a little cheat. You can use your pinky. You can go from the G like this, and then you can pick up this finger if that makes it any easier so that you can reach over with your pinky and get the C string on the 4th fret with your pinky. So that's a whole lot less futzing around. Just make sure you don't do the flying finger here because that'll cause other problems. You also have to go from a C to a D. And of course, doing the work, practicing that over and over again, it will eliminate that problem. Trust me, you'll get there. But a hint on that is to hover these fingers. Have these fingers really close to your fretboard so that when you're playing the C, they're not way out here, that you've got them hovering so you see and they're ready to hop over for the D. You also need to do a G to a D transition, and yeah, broken record. You can practice it and it will happen. This is a box diagram, and it's going to help us decode how many times to strum each chord. The ones that have a box with just 1 chord symbol in them, well, those get 4 beats apiece. Well, in fact, each box gets 4 beats apiece, but sometimes you've got 2 chords in a box, and that means they're going to have to share, and they're going to share equally at 2 beats apiece. Because each box is 4 beats, on those chords where it's a single chord in a box, you can do an island strum. That works great. Or 4 down strums. That also works just dandy. On those shared boxes, like the G and the D and the C and the D, well, you have a couple options. The easiest option is just to put 1 down strum on each, and that 1 down strum takes 2 beats. So G to D to C to why don't we take those in a row right now? So grab your ukulele. Don't just sit there and listen to me talk. Let's learn it together. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, and here we go. It's G and D and C and D. 1, 2, let's do it again. G and D and C and D. But you have other options too. You can do 2 down strums for each of those. That's a great way to strum this if you're already very confident at switching those chords. If not, do the single strums because it gives you an extra beat to change your fingers up here. So here we go. 1, 2, here we go. G, G, D, D, C, C, D, D. 1, 2, and do it again. And G, G, D, D, C, C, D, D. Let's play the entire chorus together. Here we go. Oh, 1, 2, ready, go. G. And add one more complexity. Getting into the chorus, there's a single down strum that lasts for, did I say strum? Strum that lasts for 4 beats. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So let's add that. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A G and a D and a C and a D and a G. Bravo, excellent. Now let's look at the chorus with all the words and let's try to apply what we just learned to that. 1, 2, here we go. Slip sliding away, slip sliding away. The nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. Let's look at the construction of the verses with our box diagram. So same issue, you've got chords that get 4 beats and then you've got chords that only get 2. Luckily, it's the same kind of patterns between C and D and G and D. So hey, we already learned that. Makes it easier. Let's try it. Just going through. There is an extra little auxiliary measure which kind of makes this piece cool. So it's not exactly lined up perfectly 2 by 2. There's a little extra C sharp.
Uh-oh, hold the press. C7, not C sharp. Sorry.
So grab your instrument. Let's do it together. 1, 2, here we go. E minor. Okay, and you know you've got the power to slow me down, right? You know that about that with YouTube. You can slow me down or speed me up, you know. Come sing it with me. There's a big pickup, and so you gotta go 1. Whoa, I know a man, and then we get into it, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Whoa, I know a man. He came from my hometown. Okay, so with an island strum and just some down strums on those 2-beat strums, you've got a song. You can skip ahead to the play along, but if you want to learn some cool techniques, stick with me. Oh, yeah, you noticed I changed wardrobe? Well, that's because this is a totally another day. My filming got corrupted for this portion of the lesson, so I have to refilm it. we're going to add a chuck to our Island Strum and our 2-beat strum in order to make it more interesting. In the Island Strum, the chuck comes on the second down strum. So on a G chord, it goes down, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, up. I have complete videos to help you with the chuck. It is a process, it's a journey, and I'll link one up here and I'll link 2 of them down below in the description box if you need help figuring out how to do a chuck. I'm here to help. If you've kind of got the chuck mechanics, go ahead, keep rolling. In fact, let's keep rolling to that 2-beat chord changes that we have to do where we're going G, D, and C, and D. I'm just going down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck, down, chuck. Let's practice the chorus together, really nice and slowly, no pesky lyrics. Use your speed controls if you need to speed this up, and or slow it down. So here we go with that single down strum to begin with. 1, 2, ready, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, chuck, up, down, G, down, and E minor, chuck, up, down, chuck, up, down, up, G, chuck, D, chuck, C, chuck, D, chuck, down, up, down, chuck, up, down, up. Repeat that as many times as you needed. Let's move on to the verse. Here we go. E minor, chuck, up, down, E minor, chuck, up, down, up, G, chuck, up, down, up, G, chuck, up, down, C, chuck, D, chuck, C, chuck, up, down, up, 7, and G, chuck, up, down, G, chuck, and E minor, chuck, down, chuck, up, down, up, G, chuck, D, chuck, C, chuck, D, chuck, G, chuck, up. All right. I hope that helps you feel like you're more confident in spicing up what you're doing. But if you'd like another technique, we'll keep moving. That C7 in the verse is special. And so we're going to experiment making it a little bit more special. I'm going to do what I call a super active island strum. It's an island strum at the end, but the first part is just a down, up, down, up. So on the C7, it's down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's got more activity compared to the island strum. So let's play that a few times. 1, 2, here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, do it again. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 last time. And down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's look at the second line and the third line because you kind of got to pick up into that third line with that C7. I'll sing it for you and then let's do it together. He wore his passion for his woman like a thorny crown. He said, Dolores. Okay, try it with me. 1, 2, 3. He wore his passion for his woman like thorny crown. He said, Dolores, I live in fear. Okay? So that's another technique, that taking something that's special and really spicing up what we do with our strumming hand to make it even more special. Another technique that I like to use to make a more muddy, gritty sound is using my palm on an up strum. It's a type of palm muting, and when I say palm, it's really this fleshy portion of my hand right here that is coming up on the strings. Like that. Experiment around. Pause me and just kind of like experiment around. I'm playing a G here. And strum without using any of the ends of your fingers, just the palm. Works pretty great, huh? So this is what I'm doing. You see there in the gray, those are where I'm using that palm up strum. with it and see, like, just doing some palming there, see if you can muddy up the sound. Let's play the chorus together and add that with it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, begin. Slip sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. Yeah. Did you get some muddier sounds? It'll develop over time. Trust me. You'll as you work in this new technique, just give it a try and see what you can do to add that muddy texture. So this was my theme song during a 20+ year career as an elementary general music teacher in Alaska. I started out at Island Air Force Base and just moved a little closer to Fairbanks then and taught 16 years in Fairbanks. So if anybody's lived in cold country, please let me know down in the comments below. And, you know, snow and ice and driving and intersections, you know, so this was my theme song, Slip Sliding Away, you know, and particularly coming back from Isleton, it was a long drive, and then getting into town, the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away, because the more intersections and stuff that I had to negotiate as I got into Fairbanks. Yeah, slip sliding away. Yes, I've had a car totaled in an accident. That wasn't fun. That also injured me, not seriously, but yeah, it put me down. So anyway, let's do the play along. Hey, on this play along, I've done some color coding for you. Remember those 2-beat chords we talked about? Well, everything that is a 2-beat chord is highlighted in yellow. And that super active Island Strum, that's in blue. And so I've got that in the play along and in my chord charts, along with all the diagrams that you've seen here. So, you know, consider becoming a patron. And you get all my chord charts for $3 a month, and plus live Zoom sessions. And thank you to all my patrons, because I really, really could not do this without your financial support, as well as your enthusiasm and camaraderie. All right, let's get going. 1, 2, 1, 2, and here we go. Slip sliding away, slip sliding away. The more you slip sliding away. Whoa, I know a man, he came from my hometown. He wore his passion for his woman like a thorny crown. He said, Dolores, I live in fear. My love for you so overpowering, I'm afraid that I will disappear. Slip sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. I know a woman who became my wife. These are the very words she used to describe her life. Sliding away, slip sliding away. You know the nearer your destination, the more you slip sliding away. And I know a father who had a son. He longed to tell him all the reasons for the things he done. He came a long way sliding away, slip sliding. watching the morning sliding away. Ah, all right, boy, the sun is just so beautiful here. I'll turn the camera around so that you can see what I'm seeing out the window. You might have noticed I took it up a little higher, just to, keep it interesting, because if you do the same thing over and over again, and probably if I perform this piece for a live audience, I might add some other little doodads. What would you add? I'd love to know. And if this has helped you on your ukulele journey, just even say hi down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right. YouTube should be recommending another video for you here somewhere. And again, thanks to all my patrons for your lovely support and encouragement.